Hello and welcome back to the Perkins Perspective. My name is Denny. Tonight I'm going to tell a story about my uncle and my dad that was told to me by both of them. Now I'm going to take the perspectives of each of them because to hear my dad say it, my uncle deserved every bit of it. To hear my uncle say it, my dad was a bully and he always picked on him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the two stories and somewhere in the middle is going to be the truth. And I'm going to tell my perspective on what happened at that time. Now, to tell the story, we got to go back into the 1960s when both of them were teenagers. My dad was older than Uncle Tommy, but my grandmother and my dad's friend James's mother made Daddy and James hang out with Uncle Tommy and Edward. Now they had Daddy and James had decided that they were going to go on a camping trip. So a camping trip, and they got their supplies together, and they went out to the river. Well, Granny and Edward and James's mother made them take James and Uncle Tommy. Well, while they were sitting there, Daddy and James had decided that they wanted to go riding around for a little bit, probably womanizing, looking for women, whatever. And they had purchased some beer, and they had left the beer behind. And they told Uncle Tommy and Edward, "Don't touch our beer. We'll be back in a little bit." Well, from what I'm gathering and the way I'm being told things happen, uh, Uncle Tommy and Edward were sitting there, and I guess they got bored. I guess they did what teenage boys do, and I guess they popped the tops on a couple of beers. And by the time that Daddy and James got back, all of the beer was gone. Uncle Tommy was gone. Edward was gone, and they couldn't find them for a little while until they looked up. Right next to where they were setting up their camp, there was an old dead tree there. They were right on the riverbank, and Uncle Tommy and Edward had climbed the tree. Normal people, when they knew they had messed up like that, would have went and hid in the woods. No, not the Perkinses, because the Perkinses, as I have stated before, were special people. They went up the tree. And Daddy and James was telling him, "Get down here and get what you got coming. You drank all of our beer, now get down here and get what you got coming." "No, we're not coming down. We're not coming down." Uncle Tommy and Edward decided they could outlast them. So Daddy and James, after a little while, they come back from the fire. They figured they'd get cold. Because now this was in the middle of January, too. And it does get cold, especially by the river. So they figured they'd get cold and come on down. They didn't. They stayed up the tree. So Daddy and James came back and said, "Now come down the tree and get what you got coming to you. You drank all of our beer and you deserve it. Come get what you got coming to you." "No, we're not coming down." So my dad, in his infinite wisdom, decided, "If y'all don't come down out of that tree, we're going to set fire to the tree." Well, they didn't believe them, so they stayed up the tree. And lo and behold, Daddy and James lit fire to the tree. Now, they thought that would make them come down out of the tree real quick. Well, the tree's on fire. What are you going to do? So what does my uncle, my Uncle Tommy and Edward do? They bail out of the tree in the middle of January into the river. They got into the river. They swam to the shore. They still got their butts whooped by my dad and James. And then they had to do something because it's the middle of winter. They just swam out of the river. There's a tree on fire and beer cans strode everywhere. So what do these four geniuses do? They go ahead and get in the car and drive home. where Granny can find Uncle Tommy halfway still inebriated, and then James and Edward went home. That's how that story ended. I guess Uncle Tommy got in some pretty severe trouble, and he placed it all on Daddy. It was his fault. It was his fault. You know, and in a lot of ways it was, because Daddy was the older brother. Now, what I want y'all to do for me is comment down below. Those of you who have older brothers, what did they put y'all through? What did they do to y'all? And what did they say to y'all growing up? And for all of you that were younger brothers, what do you remember from your older brother? And what did you say back to them? Or was you in the same situation where your mothers and your fathers forcing you on them? See, I'm the middleman in the situation in my family. There is my older brother Mark and my younger brother Jonathan. I was right in the middle of them. So therefore, one side would take Mark's side, the other side would take Jonathan's side. And I was just out there for the most part. Now, I tell y'all this story, and it's another one of them Perkins precautionary tales. Please don't ever do this kind of stuff. Now, I hope you enjoyed this story. I hope you'll comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on it. And let me know if it happened to you and how you felt about your older brother or your younger brother or your older sister or your younger sister, because it happens all the way around. See, we still had a younger sister too in that, and I've got some stories to tell about her too, and some of the stuff we did to her. Bless her heart. It's a wonder she even talks to us today. Anyway, I love you. And I hope everything in life that you want, you get. I hope you work hard for it. Remember, if you're going to be dumb, you better be tough. And I hope to see you again. Okay, goodbye.